I sent it to you. I said, talk about an October surprise. It's interesting, John, that although I pay attention to politics so much, people are like, he could have done this 2 years ago. I'm like, isn't it better to do it right before the election? We have to start playing these games as well as the Republicans play them. So I sent it to you ecstatic because not only everything you said, but if he's successful, the pardons are successful. But if he's successful in declassifying it, I think it's a great step for the country. The third thing is that I don't think people are talking about it enough. Is he basically hinted to all the states to do this as well because he can't pardon the state charges, but he kind of hinted for the governors in those states to follow along what he's doing. Remember, famously in 2010, when Barack came out and supported gay marriage, a lot of the states, as far as blue states, I should say, came out and kind of followed Barack's lead on that. And I assume that some of this is going to happen here. I expect some in California, Illinois, New York. I assume some of these blue states are going to follow suit. Thousands of lives are going to change. Now, let me pivot a little bit to I'm going to go your angle and talk about the blue check Twitter a little bit. People who are saying this is not enough is selfish. And the reason I say that is because for the thousands of people that it affects, it is enough, right? Is it going to clear the deck on anything weed in this country? Of course not. But for the thousands of people that it does affect who are still in jail or have charges, who can't vote or who can't open businesses, who can't get loans, it's going to affect those people. And if it affects positively one person, then of course it's enough. There's still more work to be done, especially if he declassifies it, especially if some states follow suit. This is more than enough, John. There's still more work to be done, but this is a massive step that nobody has really done before. And Biden was the first one to do it. And you got to give him credit.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up blue check Twitter. Left, and I'll call it left blue check Twitter. Um, these are the same people, and I tweeted about this today. These are the same people who went ahead and they blame Biden and Hillary for the crime bill, which many people led to mass incarceration. So just like this, and I don't think that they're completely disconnected. I think the connection between the crime bill and mass incarceration is overstated, but I do think there's a connection. And to the extent that there is a connection to where whatever happens at the federal level happens at the state level. And the reason why I say it's overstated is the reason that most of the jail overcrowding is not at the federal level, it's at the state level, it's at the county level. And technically, the crime bill did not really truly impact technically, but it sets a tone. And so I would, for those who are critical of the crime bill, I will acknowledge there is some level of connection between the crime bill and the mass incarceration. But if I'm going to make that concession, and I've been making it before Biden did anything about marijuana, but in making that concession, I'm also saying don't downplay the impact of what Biden did on marijuana, because it's, even if it's only 6,000 people, as you said, he's calling on other states, and a number of states have come out. I've got to correct you. Illinois is not going to go back and do it because Illinois already did it in 2019 when we already started, when we went ahead and we passed our recreational cannabis bill. And one of the things that happened was that we were expunging records. So Illinois actually beat other states to the punch. But Josh Shapiro, or one of those, I think it was not Josh Shapiro, the person who's the governor of Pennsylvania now, has gone ahead and said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Additionally, for those people who like to diss Kamala, evidently this overall executive order is very close to legislation that she put out there. So the people who are saying it's not enough, he can't do more right now. He cannot do more because he cannot go ahead and come to Illinois and open up our jails. He can't go to Indiana and open up those jails. He can only control the federal jails. And he's going ahead, and no other president has done this. He has said that he wants the FDA to look at how marijuana is scheduled. And between you and I think scheduling is an administrative duty. And what will be most frustrating if they're able to reschedule it, it's an administrative duty that could have been done years ago. You don't even need all of Congress. But what will be fascinating, and you and I are, we don't want to be armchair policy experts, armchair governance experts, but if the scheduling takes place where they can reschedule it and reclassify it, I am very curious as to, and you and I always criticize the people, the not enough crowd, and we always say, write your own damn bill. But I'd be very curious is if we're able to address this through rescheduling. I guess you go ahead and just solidify it by passing it into law, because of course a Republican could come in and reclassify it back.